Hi, this is Joanne Miller. I'm with the Southwest Florida Historical Society. I'm with a Facebook page called History Hunters of Lee County. Dead men tell no tales, so we do. I'm up in Charlotte County, the El Jobin area, and this is the historic Southland Trail Cemetery. This is where the Turpentine laborers were buried. We're going to walk in here. This was a horrible place. Most of these men were leased prisoners, leased by the county commissioners for money way back in the day in the early 1900s. There's not many headstones here. These men were actually abused by the whipping bosses, starved, overworked. A lot of them died, and what they did was they would have to come out and dig these graves for the next one. So they never knew if they were digging their own grave. But anyway, if you're any historian with cemeteries, you can see these. I believe some of these headstones are new. Maybe somebody up here knows where the bodies are and they did that. But again, it's not the type of cemetery that I normally go to. You know, 100 and some years ago, families didn't come here and mourn their deceased. These men were buried by the other prisoners. It's a peaceful place. You get kind of a weird feeling as you walk through here, because you can only imagine how it was. Yeah, it's not really a good place. I kind of wish that it wasn't as sad as it is, because you get that feeling. Turpentine camp wasn't far from here. This is just where they buried them. The men were often abused. I mean, they were starved. They'd cut their hands off. I mean, they were hunted like dogs. Not a very pleasant place, but it does exist. It tells you how humanity was 100 and some years ago. I'm going to walk up here, and here's a timeline, which is really kind of interesting. This was just a timeline. The cemetery shows up on tax deeds in 1886. So this is where it started. This is such a hard cemetery to find. We've been riding around for like 30 minutes looking for it. I'm going to walk over here to the sign and just take another look at it. Again, it's just a very sad place. These men were so abused. A lot of them were African Americans. There were a few white men. If they stole the loaf of bread, they were sentenced to hard labor. And I don't mean road labor. I mean the Turpentine camp, which is, they worked you from sunup to sundown, very little food. If you didn't obey, they would whip you. You were given beatings on a daily basis. So they believe that this is all non-white, this one. So here we go. Here's this right here. So this started about 1910. Florida's leased convict labor system allowed the railroad and naval storage industry to lease inexpensive convict labor crews from area jails. This continued until 1923. So most of these men were here early part of the century. Again, this is not a good place, but it's here.